What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. So today it is almost D-Day. It is the night before I begin a 4,000-mile road trip. And for everyone who I've been talking to, you guys know what's going on. For those of you who don't, this video will evolve into a couple cool builds. So first off, hitting the road tomorrow. I'm driving all the way up to Rhode Island from the Florida Keys. And there I'm picking up a welder, a plasma cutter, some scrap steel, and some new steel. From there, I'm going to be driving from Rhode Island to Chicago, Illinois. So I'm going to be picking up Uncle Mike. Mike's going to come with me for the road trip from Illinois. We're going to go to Minnesota. We're going to meet up with a buddy named Bill. And Bill is going to sell me a VE pump 12-valve Cummins. Super excited about that. After Minnesota, we're going to head down to Florida, drop Mike off in Orlando, and make our way back to the Keys. This video is just going to be the road trip and me collecting my gear. Some of you may be saying, why are you doing all this traveling? You know, when you could just buy these things and have them shipped to your house or pick up an engine locally at a junkyard. Living in the Florida Keys, it's tough. No junkyards, very little resources. My closest Harbor Freight's 3 or 4 hours away. The welder and the plasma cutter is mine. It's already owned. It's in storage. So that's going to save me a lot of money. And then I built a really good relationship with this guy named Bill. He basically buys old trucks, pulls everything good out of them, gets rid of the body, and makes some money selling the good stuff. So real quick, I'm going to run you through what tools I'm bringing on my road trip. 4,000 miles is a lot. I got to get it done in about 10 days. So fingers crossed we don't have any issues on the road trip. I'm going to give you guys a quick run through of some of the tools and gear that I'm taking on the road trip. Some will probably say I'm a little over prepared, but if I find myself stuck on the side of the road, middle of nowhere, it's a pretty big road trip. I have no idea where I'll break down if I do. Some of the stuff that I have with me that can maybe limp me to a dealership or a parts store. So let's take a peek. Not going to get into crazy detail. You guys know what tools are, but a whole bunch of ratchet straps. We got the big breaker bar in case I got to put the beans on something. We got power tools, hammers, wrenches. I brought a battery charger just in case, who knows, and I'll get to how I'm going to power that later. We got flashlights, drills, extra batteries. This is just my bit set for anything I got to put on the bit driver. More flashlights, can never have enough flashlights. I got here a little multi-tool kit. Hose, just in case, you never know. Gloves, it's going to be cold in Minnesota, eh? I got this awesome bag made by my mother-in-law, Kathy. Thanks, Kathy. Shout out. Which holds all my GoPro gear. We got pliers, vice grips, long pliers. I am bringing jack stand just in case with the old bottle jack. Don't have a floor jack yet. Some oversized sockets, jumper cables, and I always bring this with me on my road trip. This is a sweet little generator. I actually picked it up out of the trash on trash pickup day. And it had a locked up cylinder. Guy throwing it out probably just didn't want to mess with it, but honed cylinder, piston rings, and a couple little electrical items, and this thing fires up first pull every time. It's awesome. And most importantly, I'm bringing the poop bucket. And for everyone who knows me, you know road trips can get a little crusty. This thing's a freaking lifesaver. We got toilet paper, trash bags, and wet wipes. So let's consolidate everything and load up the truck. All right, we are on the road. 9:45 Friday morning. Weather's beautiful. We got 75 degrees, no rain, no clouds. I just got to make my way to Miami. I do have to drill in Miami for 2 days, so I will make a brief stop, and then I should resume Sunday early afternoon. We'll reset the trip on the truck and make our way north. All right, everyone, we are I'm just getting to base Miami Beach here now. So I'm gonna change hats, throw on a uniform. I gotta drill for the next 48 hours, and then we are back on the road. So I will see you then. All right, we are back on the road. It is Sunday, 2 p.m. Just plugged in Patrick's address. We are non-stop to Bristol, Rhode Island. Hopefully the drive goes good. Plans are to drive through the night. ETA probably around 11, 12 noon tomorrow. There are some storms brewing, basically from New York all the way to Rhode Island, Connecticut area. So hopefully we won't get slowed down too much by the weather. Hopefully not a lot of snow. I accidentally timed this perfect. Estimated time to be passing through New York City is around 4 a.m., which to me is a good time. It's before the morning commute. I hate driving through New York City. It is the only part of this drive that makes me want to crawl out of my skin. But hey, on our way to Pat's. Patrick's the guy who's been holding on to my welder, my plasma cutter, and my welding bench, and a few other miscellaneous items. So we are on the road. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. All right, we made it. We're officially in Rhode Island. I got about 3 or 4 hours to kill until Pat gets off work to go pick up the stuff from his house. In the meantime, I'm gonna do some shopping. I gotta hit Harbor Freight. I gotta get a chop saw, a steel chop saw for this upcoming project, and a couple of other miscellaneous things. So I'll check back in with you in a little bit when I get to Pat's. Well, Harbor Freight strikes again. Went in there for one thing and one thing only. And I came out with 3 things. 2 of them open box. So got the metal chop saw. It's the Bauer. I won't be using it a ton, but I definitely need it for a few cuts for this project. It was listed online for 180 bucks. Open box for 60. The guys were super cool. They let me open it, plug it in, and run it. So I've got the chop saw. I got a 5-pack of blades for it as well. And I don't need it. I wanted it, but it was another open box. We got this guy. Old drill press, 8 inches. Normal price 80, open box 35. You can't beat it, man. Love Harbor Freight. So we're done here. I'm gonna go get me some food, and then we're off to Pat's.
I'm feeling good though.
You sure?
I
You
need
look
fresh
like
air.
it. You look like you're feeling good.
I need fresh air once in a while. Need to be a human being, man.
Yep.
Keep the gate down?
Yep. Oh no, I'm gonna lift it and close it.
Okay. We'll probably want to do it now then. I am.
Yeah, recording the whole thing. Hope you guys don't mind.
Oh, it's alright.
I'll give you a start.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Buttons right by the door there.
Okay.
All right.
Go all the way up the floor. What's up, everyone? Checking in. So yesterday we had such a good day getting the Nova in the garage that lit a little bit of a flame with my uncle, and he said, you know what, while you're here, he says there's a couple things I'd like to do to the 34 before you take off. Well, I got an extra set of hands, so today probably going to be putting the engine, transmission in the 34 Ford. We're actually going to be taking a ride real quick in a little bit to his buddy's Gary's shop to pick up a transmission for the Nova. So stay tuned. In a little bit we'll be getting the powertrain put back into this bad boy.
Like a shop card got hacked again. Fuck. You know, been the shop card. Got hacked again. Twice last year. First time this year. 5 times in 3 years. Because they're buying parts looking
we are on the road. Man, I was a little nervous there for a second. I didn't think the truck was going to start. But second crank, she took it. It took about 40 minutes for it to warm up. It's -4 degrees. We just filled up the tank, added some anticoagulant for the fuel since it's so cold, and we are 3 hours out to picking up the 12 valve. We are unfortunately in the middle of a blizzard that's supposed to last all the way through Saturday 9 a.m., which would be tomorrow. So I'm gonna deal with this for another 12 hours. Unfortunately, I'm driving into the blizzard, picking up the engine, turning around, and then driving with the blizzard. So it's not too bad. It comes in waves. It's a wall of snow in front of you, and then out of nowhere you can see a half a mile ahead of you. So we'll see you when we get to Bill's and start loading up this engine. Quick update. It is 3:30 in the afternoon and we just picked up the engine. Super excited. I keep looking at it in the rearview mirror. I just can't wait to get home and start working on it. We're still in Minnesota. I now am making my way towards O'Hare in Chicago, where we're going to try to pick up Mike. Weather pending. He should be good at this point, but we did have some questionable weather that might have canceled his flight. But anywho, we are back on the road, and we're in the final stretch back to Key West, and I'm really looking forward to it. The real feel is -20 here. It's currently -1 degrees with 40-mile-an-hour winds. It is so cold. But anyway, that's where we're at, and yeah, we'll see you back. If it can, it will. Wisconsin. On our way to getting back on the road. Whew. Quick update. I can't even believe I'm recording this. I'm so beyond myself. But anyway, quick backstory on last night. Front drive shaft left the chat, and while it was slapping around, I decided to put a giant hole in my transmission oil pan. So I had to walk to a hotel, stayed the night, got some parts this morning, slowly piecing this together. Shout out to my dad for recommending a space heater. Definitely taking full advantage of this. We got the generator running, thing fired right up. Super excited about that. So pan is on. Had to use Permatex. They didn't have a gasket in stock. And now I just gotta fill it. Once we're filled and the truck can actually run, I still have a lot of work to do. I gotta take the pieces of the drive shaft off. Unfortunately, no one has the drive shaft anywhere local, and the Dodge dealership is closed. Martin Luther King is Monday. Today is Saturday. So plan is I'm gonna walk over to Walmart. I'm gonna buy a snow shovel, and I'm going to try to clear myself a path. And I think I'm going to try ratchet strapping some 2x4s to the rear axle just to get me out of this little snow bank I'm in. And then once I'm on hard ground, I should be able to make my way home. right, we are finally back on the road. We got 1 hour, 30 minutes to Chicago. Just leaving Madison, Wisconsin now. Man, what a morning. So, yeah, last night got a little stuck in the snow going through a parking lot that just wasn't plowed. It was a little deceiving. And yeah, so I started really giving it the old beans, and front drive shaft just had enough. And it twisted up. When it twisted, it shortened. When it shortened, it came out of the splines, and it just danced around under there. Slapped the oil pan on the transmission, put a nice finger-sized hole in it, and also broke the shift linkage to the transmission. So I ended up finding a transmission pan in at an Advanced Auto. Was able to get some Permatex because they didn't have a gasket. Slapped that thing together, filled her up with fluid, and started right up. We're driving now. We've been on the road probably 15-20 miles, no issues. Had to obviously remove the pieces of the drive shaft. So we are without four-wheel drive, but we should be all right. The roads are pretty dry now. But the shift linkage is kind of still an issue. I tried band-aiding it with zip ties and Gorilla Tape, but it just needs replaced. So unfortunately, for the next 2 days and how many days after until the part comes in, I have to put the e-brake on, put a block in front of the wheels, and get under the truck and put it into drive. So it'll go into park, it'll go up, it just won't go down. So that's where we're at. I'm so thankful that I packed tools, packed the generator, bought a heater. The only things I had to buy were fluid and the pan and the Permatex. I had funnels, I had rags, so we're in good shape. We've been better. 2 days till we get home to Florida, and man, I cannot wait to be back. So we'll see you in a little. Take a shit, gotta keep the TP handy. Got a Red Bull. All right. All right, well, we're back. So I've been back a few days now, and I really kind of just needed a few days to decompress. Tons of driving. I actually put on 5,500 miles on this road trip, and I only thought it was going to be about $4,000, so my mathing just wasn't quite mathing there. It was 90 total hours of drive time. And the truck averaged, surprisingly, at 25.6 miles per gallon. So obviously we had some hiccups along the way. Other than that, everything went great. Weather was okay. It was a little bad at some points, which obviously led to my issue. But other than that, truck ran great. Weather was good. I saw a bunch of great people along the trip. So happy to have seen so much of my friends and family. Since being back, we unloaded the truck, got the engine out, got all the gear out, the welding table, the steel. I was able to order from Rock Auto new shift linkage, and I'll show a picture of my attempted repair job. And surprisingly, or I should say ironically, I had a spare I had a spare drive shaft for the front axle sitting at my house this whole time. I'm just a pack rat and hold on to old things, and the one thing I didn't bring was the one thing I needed. But other than that, gave the truck an oil change, 2 brand new fuel filters, and a serious bath. That truck has spent its whole life in Florida. Previous owner was from Florida. I'm second owner, Florida Keys, and I was so upset with myself how much salt was underneath that truck. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys had some fun at my expense. Can't stress enough about bringing the right tools and the gear when you're going on a road trip. So stay tuned. I have some new videos that I'm going to be working on. I got some cool, new, exciting projects coming up. And again, I thank you guys for watching my first ever YouTube video. We'll see. Hopefully I can keep this ball rolling. But until next time, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Have a good day.